Hello everybody, welcome to this instruction video. This video I'll be showing you how to make part 3 of Mandala Madness designed by Helen Shrimpton. Taking you step by step through these rounds, including the yellow sun and the ruffled edge. The yarn that I'm using with my 3mm hook is Sun-Kissed Yarn by Scheepjes. Taking you step by step through these rounds. Hope it's a useful video for you. Thank you for watching. Round 24, new color yarn on my hook. We're going to start in any stitch that you marked in the previous round. You can start on any point, doesn't matter where. So we're going to start in that stitch that we marked with a standing half double crochet. I'm just going to open up this a little bit, I can remove it easily. In that stitch, start with a standing half double crochet, and then I'm going to remove the stitch marker because I'm going to need the room. So in that stitch, one half double crochet standing, and in the same stitch make 2 more half double crochets. That's 1 and 2. So now you have 3 half double crochets in the stitch that's marked by the stitch marker. Proceed and make 10 half double crochets on the next 10 stitches. These are of course all the single crochets from the previous round that you used for folding. 2, 3, and number 10. And there we go. And now you're almost here at the crossover where you go from one point to the next. What we're now going to be working is we're going to work 2 single crochets together, and we're going to do that twice. So on the last 2 stitches here and on the first 2 stitches on this side, you're going to work single crochets together. So on the last 2 stitches, going to work a single crochet 2 together. So that means in that first stitch we pick up a loop. So now we do not work the single crochet, but we go on to the next stitch and pick up a loop, and now we take them both off. So that's a single crochet 2 together. On the next 2 stitches, which are stitches number 1 and 2 on the next star, also pick up a loop. It's 1 and 2, and then take them both off. So now you've worked 2 single crochets 2 together. On the next 10 stitches, again work 10 half double crochets, and that will again bring us to the next point here. We have a stitch marker in. So on the next 10 stitches, work a half double crochet. That's 1, 2, 2, and 10. And your check is now that stitch number 11 basically is this stitch that you have this stitch marker in. I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and in that stitch we're going to make 3 half double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, and these 3 are exactly the same as these 3 that we started with. So this is your repeat unit. Going to do this all the way around for all your stars, all the points. So we're going to make now again 10 half double crochets, and then work those 2 single crochets 2 together. So 10 half double crochets. And then this is number 10, Now we again make 2 single crochets, 2 togethers. So on the last 2 stitches, work 1 single crochet, 2 together. It's 1 loop, and the next loop, take them both off. On the first 2 stitches, it's 1 loop, and on the next, and take them both off. Again, 10 half double crochets to bring us to the top of the star. And 10, and again the next stitch, stitch number 11 basically, is here the marked stitch again. Remove the stitch marker and make 3 half double crochets in that stitch, and that's the top of the star. And now you've done the repeat 2 times. You need to do this all the way around. And when you get here to the beginning, close with a slip stitch to that first standing half double crochet. Do not cut off your yarn because we're going to be using the same color in the next round. Round 25. We're currently in this first standing stitch from the previous round, where I close with a slip stitch. I'm going to start by making a chain 1 and the single crochet in the same stitch where we're in at the moment. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch, it's just to get to the correct height. And then in that same stitch, make a half double crochet. Oh, sorry, a single crochet. A single crochet. The next stitch, which is going to be the center stitch of these 3 half doubles that you work together in that one stitch. So you've got 3 half doubles in there. That center half double is your next stitch. And you're going to be working a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that stitch. So this is your next one. And you're going to work a single crochet in there, chain 1, and this chain 1 is your new point, and I'm going to hook a stitch marker on there so that's easier to identify later on. This chain 1 does not count in any stitch counts that we have for this pattern. And then in the same stitch again make a single crochet. Let me just there we are. Just quickly need to see where we're at. There we go. So we've now made a new corner. This is with a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, all in the same stitch, which is the second of the 3 half doubles you have here at the top. Now we're going to go down this edge again. So in the next 8 stitches, work a single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we're going to work single crochet number 8, but we're going to change colors on this last stitch. I have here a new color yarn, and we're going to be using this color for this cluster that we're going to be making here in the center. So I'm going to start single crochet number 8 by picking up the loop in the blue, and now I'm going to change colors by doing the last yarn over in the new color. So I've got the yellow, and then yarn over in the yellow and pull through. So now I have the yellow yarn on my hook, and I'm going to continue with the yellow, but while doing so working over the blue and also over the tail from the yellow, so that way I connect it to my work. And here in the beginning you're just going to have to hold it a little bit tight that you don't accidentally pull your tail from your yellow yarn out, and then you have everything all unraveled. I'm going to start with the yellow with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. On the next 9 stitches, So these 9 stitches here, we're going to work a treble 9 together. That means we're going to be making 9 trebles, but we're not going to complete the trebles, and we're going to stop just before the last yarn over and then take them all off in one go. So the treble means yarn over twice. Sorry, my yarn is just a little tight here. There we go. Yarn over twice. 1, 2 times for the treble. Remember, one is a double, twice is treble. And then on the next stitch, which is this stitch here, pick up a loop and take off once, twice. So this is your first one, and we're going to do this 9 times. So in the next stitch, take off once, twice, again 2 times over. On the next stitch, you can see how I'm taking the yarn with me, both the blue yarn and the beginning tail from the yellow yarn. We're going to do this until we have 10 loops on our hook. So you have now 2, 4, 5 loops. 5. And this one here. You're going to have a lot of loops on your hook. And if it's easier, you could consider using a Tunisian hook here. You see how many we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trebles. Need 2 more. 8. And twice over. And this is number 9. Like so. These we're going to all take off in one go. And to make sure that your hook doesn't get snagged here somewhere, push your hook a little upwards when you're going to do yarn over and pull through. I'm going to do yarn over, and while I'm pulling through, I'm going to push my hook ever so slightly up, really to the top of these stitches, so that it doesn't get stuck there somewhere along the line. And this is a treble 9 together that you've worked here. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we need to change colors back to the blue yarn, which is here. We're going to change colors back again to the blue yarn to continue working in these stitches here. We're going to work in the blue again, so we're only going to make a circle in the yellow here in the center. So to change colors, we're going to, there we go, take the blue, then the chain 3, and in the same stitch as where this last leg, this last treble is, in that same position, I'm going to pick up the blue yarn to make a single crochet, like so. Just pull a little bit on both threads that you have your tension correct. And you can see now that you're in the same stitch where this last treble was made with a single crochet, and you made the single crochet in the blue yarn, in your yarn 1. Now we're going to continue and work single crochets on the next edge until we're at the top again. So a single crochet on the next 7 stitches, and I'm taking the yellow yarn with me, working over it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, oops, that was wrong, 5 in the stitch, 6, and 7. And this point here is exactly the same as this point here, just the stitch just before the stitch marker. So now I'm going to have to make the corner again. So this is your repeat unit that you're going to do on all points. I'm going to do this in total 8 times. I'll show you the repeat once more. So to start the next repeat unit, in the next stitch, which is the second of the 3 half double crochets you've worked here together, in that one stitch. I'm going to make a single crochet, chain 1. The chain 1 I'm going to mark with the stitch marker so that I can find it easy next time, and another single crochet in the same stitch. There we go. And this is your next point made. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. I'm going to go down and again work single crochets on the next 8 stitches. So this is on 1. Take the yellow yarn with me. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now on single crochet number 8 we're going to change colors to the yellow. So we start with the blue and then we take it off. I'm just going to swap my yarn that I don't get it all twisted, and we take it off, I want to say, with the yellow. And there we go. So now you've changed colors to the yellow yarn. I'm going to make a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then on the next 9 stitches I'm going to make a treble 9 together. Means twice over, and this is the stitch that contains that last single crochet. So in the next stitch, the first leg, I'm going to do this 9 times. And let me just get more yarn. And I'm going to work over the blue yarn and carrying it with me. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's this one, and 9. I'm just going to double check that I have 9 trebles here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9 trebles, total 10 loops on your hook. And you're going to take them all off in one go. And again, do this by pushing your hook slightly upward, yarn over and pull through. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to come back down and work a single crochet in the same stitch that contains this last leg of the treble. And we're going to do that in the blue yarn. So it's always a little tricky because now you've got to hold 2 threads a little tight. So the first one in the blue and the second one in the blue. There we go, both parts of that single crochet. And now you're ready to again work single crochets up here on the next 7 stitches. And there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And your next stitch is again the center stitch that contains your single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, just as here. I've now done this twice. You're going to do this for all 8 corners, and you're going to make the first half of this circle, and then the next round we're going to make the top half of this. So you have that's why I'm doing it in yellow. You're going to have a little sun here in the middle. So do this repeat until you're all the way around, and the next round we're again going to be using 2 color yarns. Round 26. Going to start again with a chain 1 to bring us to the correct working height, and then make a single crochet in the same stitch. Still make sure to take the yellow yarn, in my case yellow yarn, with you and work over it. On the next stitch also work a single crochet, and that should bring you to the chain 1 corner space. In the corner space you're going to work a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Just going to quickly remove that stitch marker. So in the chain 1 space make a single crochet, chain 1, going to hook the stitch marker on again, and then work a single crochet in that same space. There we go. And that's your new point. On the next 9 stitches we're going to work single crochets, and it's especially important not to accidentally miss the first one, because that's that stitch right after the chain 1 space. So really make sure you also get that first hidden stitch. It's that stitch there. So 9 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in number 9 we're again going to change colors. So here on single crochet number 9, the first half we do in color 1, and then you change to color 2 for the last yarn over. So now I have the yellow yarn on my hook again, and now we're going to work the second half of this of this circle here. So in the eye of this treble togethers we made, we're going to work 9 trebles. So I'm going to do twice over. So in the eye, that's really here in the center, I'm going to work that cluster, or the eye of that cluster. I'm going to work 9 trebles. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have to really cram them all in there. 6, 7, 8. There we go. And number 9, we're again going to change colors back. So on that last yarn over of this treble, we're going to change back. And now change back to the, there we go, blue yarn for that last yarn over. There we go. And now again working single crochets on the next 9 stitches. And this one here, and that still contains the yellow, is your first single crochet. It's your first one there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still taking the yarn with you. 5, 6, 7, 8, And then number 9 is that last single crochet before you get to the next point. And then in your point here, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1 single crochet, because that's exactly the same point as here. I'm just going to fashion this a little bit because that does need a little help. And then this you're going to do on all these half eyes here. All these suns basically is what we're making. So single crochets, then 9 trebles in the eye, and then again 9 single crochets on this side. So this is your repeat unit from corner to corner. Go all the way around, and when you get to here, again close with a slip stitch on your first single crochet. Round 27. Only going to use the blue in this round. So I've cut off the yellow. Chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch where you're currently in. On the next 2 stitches, make a single crochet. So 1 and 2. That should bring you to the top here where you've got your stitch marker in the chain 1 space, and again in that chain 1 space work a single crochet, chain 1, hook on the stitch marker again, and work a single crochet again in that same space. There we go. On the next 8 stitches, work a single crochet on each, and again be sure not accidentally miss that very first stitch. It's directly after the chain space. That's that stitch there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, which are these last 2 single crochets that you have left here before the circle. Those last 2 single crochets, we're going to skip those. We're going to make a double crochet in the next treble. So we're skipping these 2 stitches, and now the treble we're going to work in these in this round here. In this first double crochet we're going to pick up the blue yarn that's here to the back. You can see that blue yarn there that comes from the previous round. I'm just going to pick that up together with the double crochet that I'm now going to be making. So in that first treble we'll make a double crochet, and I'm just going to hook up that blue thread there also, and then work a double crochet. So you see now I'm taking it out of the way. Now you don't see it there anymore. So that was 1 double crochet, and on the next stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochets. And this you're going to repeat 4 times. So on the first stitch is 1 double crochet, and on the second 2 double crochets. And then 1 again, and 2. And 1, it's your last repeat, and 2. You should have 1 stitch left here on this last treble. You work a double crochet in there, and I also now suggest you quickly just nick that last, the blue thread there. For me it's blue at the back. Just pick that up also. You know for sure there's no, see now you really can't see that blue shining through here. If your yarn is thicker, you'll have less of an issue here anyway, but because I have the thin cotton yarn, you see it better. Or you could see it better. We're going to skip the first 2 stitches again. So we're going to do exactly the same on this side as we did on that side. So skip 1, 2 stitches, then on the third stitch work a single crochet, 1, and this is again going to work 8, and that will bring you to the top, and then at the end of your repeat unit, and we do exactly the same for all 8 sides. And so, and this is your repeat unit, so these are these last 8 single crochets. I'm going to do this all the way around. You'll make your corner, work these single crochets, work the double crochets, and again the singles, and pick up that loop here to the back, so securing it to your so just bring it slightly up and out of view. That's what you're going to be doing. Do these repeats all the way around, and I'll see you for the next round. Round 28. Again, I'm going to start in the same way as the previous round. So chain 1 and a single crochet in the same stitch where you're currently in. On the next stitches to bring you to the chain 1 space, those are 3 stitches, you work 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3 single crochets. You're going to remove the stitch marker because of course in there you're going to do the same as in the previous round. That's a single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 1, hook up stitch marker again, and a second single crochet in that same space. There you go. So that's your point made again. On the next 7 stitches, going to work 7 single crochets, and again be mindful of that first one. See that stitch there? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 single crochets. Skip 2 stitches, and we're going to be working double crochets again here on this edge here. So we're going to skip 2 stitches. Those are these last 2 single crochets. So the next stitch we're working in is the double crochet from the previous round, and you're going to work 2 double crochets in that first stitch. So 1 and 2, and 1 double crochet on the next. And this you're going to repeat all the way around 6 times in total. So it's 2 double crochets and 1 double crochet, and we're going to repeat this until we're round. Yes, 2, and 1. And 2 and 1. Two double crochets and 1 double crochet. Now you've done your 6 repeats, and you should have 1 double crochet left. You're going to make a double crochet on there also, like so. It won't surprise you that you're going to skip the next 2 stitches, which are going to be these first 2 single crochets, and the third single crochet you work again a single. 7 stitches we're going to work, so this is 2 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7 brings you to the chain 1 space, where you're again going to work a corner exactly like you did here. So this is your repeat. Do this all the way around, and in the next round I'm going to use a different color yarn. Round 29, I have a new color yarn on my hook, and we're going to start in the chain 1 corner space that we've got marked with the stitch marker here. In that chain 1 space, start with a standing single crochet. I'm just going to remove the stitch marker. So in that chain 1 space, make a standing single crochet. Chain 1, and then I'm going to hook up the stitch marker again, and then make a single crochet in the same chain 1 space where you're already in, like so. On the next 8 stitches we're going to be making single crochets, and especially the first one, be sure not to accidentally skip this very first stitch. So move your stitches aside, and that very first one is this stitch here. Make a single crochet. It's the first of 8, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 single crochets. Now on the round part here, we're going to be making ruffle stitches. I'll show you step by step how to do them. This first half double crochet here, we're going to skip this first half double, and we're going to start working in the second, these are double crochets, working in that second double crochet. So skip the first one, and we're going to go to the second, and then in the front loop only of that stitch, work a single crochet. Now I'm going to making a front post half double crochet around the same stitch. So it's yarn over, so around the same post that of the stitch that we've just worked in, so that means it's the second post, make a half double crochet. And on this same stitch, the same post, make 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. You're making them one in front of the other. So if you're looking at it in this direction, you'll first have the half double, and then you'll have the 3 double crochets all lined up, one after the other. Going to come back up, we're going to skip the next stitch, and now you really need to look careful which is the stitch you're skipping, because this is the one currently worked in, which means this is the stitch we're skipping, and this is going to be the next stitch you're going to work in. So don't accidentally skip one stitch too many, because this is already the next stitch. Let me just pull that through again. So skipping this stitch, go to the next one, it's a front loop, single crochet again. And this set of stitches, so the front loop single, the front post stitches, and again the front loop single, this is your ruffle stitch. I'm going to do this 6 times in total on all of these, and on 3 stitches every time. So on the next stitch, work a front loop single crochet. The same stitch, make a front post half double crochet, and 3 front post double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3. So first the front post half double and then 3 front post doubles. Again, skip the next stitch. So this is the stitch we're skipping, and then this stitch, again work a front loop single crochet. That's your second ruffle stitch made. Show you once more. On the next stitch, make a front loop single, make a front post half double on the same stitch, and 3 front post doubles on the same stitch. And then this is number 3. Then go on to the skipping the next stitch, and then again work a single crochet in the front loop only, like so. Now done 3, need to do 6 in total. I'm going to go a little bit faster on the next set of ruffles, because we're continuously working the single crochet in the front loop, then make 1 front post half double crochet, and then make 3 front post double crochets. Skip the next stitch, that stitch, and then work the front loop single crochet again. And you're going to do this 6 times, and then you're going to be on the other side of this half circle that you have here. And 2, yes, there we go. Yep. And number 3. So you also want to have these posts nicely one behind the other, or the one in front of the other, depends on how you look at it, because that way your ruffles are the neatest. And then this is the last one, so it's a half double, and then 3 more front post double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Skip the next stitch. It's going to be this one, and on that last half double, or this last double crochet I should say, work the front loop single. Just take a moment, you see your ruffle stitches, these little puff things that you have here, these are your ruffles. Now we can continue, and on the next single crochets we're going to work 8 single crochets on these 8 stitches. Especially the first one, be sure that you don't accidentally miss that first stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8 is going to be the last stitch just before the chain 1 corner space. And in the chain 1 space, you can see that chain 1 space there, I'm going to work a single crochet, chain 1, I'm going to hook up a stitch marker again, and then work a single crochet again in that same chain 1 corner space. And now you're again at the same point where you were here. So this is your repeat unit from corner to corner, the 8 single crochets, then working your ruffles, and again 8 single crochets. So continue like this, go all the way around, so working ruffles on every one of these circle motifs you have. And when you get to the beginning, close with a slip stitch on your first standing single crochet. So go all the way around, close with a slip stitch on your first standing single crochet, then work away your tails, and then you've completed part 3 of Mandala Madness. want to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon for part 4.